Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sitting with my good friend Vanity G.
Hey!
And we're gonna talk about a couple of things, and we'll get it started off with this one simple question. Who are you?
Such a great question. My name is Vanity G, and I'm a woman who educates, who plays music, and who writes. So for probably actually like the last year or so, I've really been thinking about podcasting a lot. And I think one of the great things about podcasting is very accessible, and you don't necessarily have to have a lot of, I would say, like startup capital to do it. So that might be a huge team or a lot of money or a really cool studio. You just need some good ideas and maybe one or two other people who care about similar things that you care about, at least enough to talk about them. And then you can just like go forth in the world. For a while, I've just been thinking about a little bit of my own struggles and how to articulate my thoughts and feelings. And I do that best by talking and writing. And if it's not one of those things, it's playing music. And so I think a podcast for me is a really interesting and dynamic way to incorporate, I would say, my skill sets and my interests, mostly because you can write, like most people have scripts and things that they write for their podcast. It has to have music, otherwise it's pretty flat and dead. And I really do like talking to my friends and interesting people.
Yeah. What are your favorite podcasts?
Ooh, this is hard. Okay, so speaking of things that are slightly silly, I love Another Round, Call Your Girlfriend, For Colored Nerds, Post Bourgeois, Black Girl Nerds. There's a really interesting range of podcasts out there.
Nice. So if you could make a podcast, like what would be the concept for that?
So I was just thinking about this again last night, and I thought, like, if Ta-Nehesi had his own podcast, what would it be like? And that's of what I want my podcast to be, because I think, you know, Black women, we have really, my podcast doesn't necessarily have to be just with Black women, but that's obviously like my lens right now, is to have really great conversations with people about what they're doing, about what they're thinking, about what they hope for the world, or their own lives, or the lives of their friends and family, and to talk about that in a really real and meaningful way. And for me, intellectual too. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping for this podcast, and it's something I really respect about Ta-Nehesi is that, and many other journalists, but he right now is like Black hero. You're a hero.
Yes, he is.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
We love you, like mad Black love. He's gonna tell you everything you thought you wanted to know, things you didn't think you wanted to know, but you're happy you found out, and stuff you're like, where did he even find this? Like, what? Like, why is this relevant? And then you just go deeper and further, and you see why it's relevant and why it's important. And those are the kind of discussions I'm hoping we can have.
Like, what would be your vantage point? Like, what would be some of those topics that you would cover?
So this is not what I would cover, but I just have to bring this up. When Formation came out and the world stopped, apparently, I just felt really lost in that. And I felt lost in it not because I don't like Miss Knowles or I didn't see the value of it, but to me, I feel like there's this absence of discussion about the middle ground. And to me, that middle ground is what's missing. It's kind of either you're in it or you're not. You're either for it or against it. And that there's like a meat missing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not there, and that's where I am. And I know there have to be other people who are there with me. I think that as Black people, as a Black woman, I'm allowed to be different and to not be ostracized or condemned for it. That me questioning and criticizing doesn't invalidate that person's work. It's just saying that I'm allowed to be critical, and you should feel free to be critical too.
I think it also gets to the point that Black culture, Black people at large, are not this monolithic thing.
That's right.
It's like we have different opinions and perspectives, and having more space, especially online space, to discuss and toy with our own perceptions and perspectives on things, that I think is really, really valuable. What would be your way of curating that to make sure that you're getting multiple sides of the conversation in there?
To me, it's to get people who I know I probably won't agree with. People who I don't know and don't socialize with on a regular basis, and consciously going out and finding people. I'm like, you know, they have a really different view from me and it bothers me. And because it bothers me, we should probably be having more conversations.
Yeah.
You need a place where you can be centered and where you allow those around you to center you. So it's a place where you can kind of come and decompress with people who you're comfortable talking with, who might think like you in a similar way. And then from there, you can go out into the world and challenge and integrate.
Right.
But you need a place first where you feel comfortable enough to just say what you're feeling and say what you're thinking, and you feel 100% yourself. So figuring out how not to want to do one just for doing one's sake is really important, and a question I'm taking really seriously right now.
Gotcha.
As I'm like researching all of these things. There are probably plenty of people out there who've got really great talents and great ideas. I think I'm one of them, but they are no good if they stay in your head.
Exactly.
Or in your notebook. And so right now I'm just trying to like put it on my vision board and put it out in the world and talk to people about it, because by talking more and making steps every day, I'm that much closer to doing it.
That's a word. So thank you all. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please be sure to check out the other videos in the series.